And with pollution and ozone hanging around the Mile High City, state health officials are asking certain groups of people to limit outdoor activities.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon is live on our rooftop, which normally has a much better view.
Yeah, normally it doesn't look anything like this. One of my favorite parts about living in Denver is looking out toward the west, seeing the mountains, but not today. Another favorite, going to a Rockies game and hanging out at Coors Field, but those fans there tonight, they won't be catching any views. IQ Air reporting Denver has the worst air quality in the country today. What we're seeing outside, it's wildfire smoke, mainly coming from Canada, meaning there's higher levels of both particle pollution and ozone in the air. The state health department lists our air quality day as unhealthy. It can be particularly rough on people with lung disease or very young or old populations.
It's around for a month. Then we start to worry more about kind of bigger swaths of the population being affected, maybe having some long-term increased risk of developing lung disease or developing heart disease or things like that. Maybe go slower than usual. Maybe cut your exercise down from 40 minutes to 20 minutes or from a run to a walk. So you're minimizing that kind of heavy breathing and getting more and more of the particulates.
That was Dr. Anthony Gerber, who says ozone levels, they typically peak after noon. The American Lung Association's 2023 State of the Air report ranked Denver as the 6th most polluted city for ozone. And Dr. Gerber, he also says that those particulates that are in the air right now from the wildfires, they can creep in to open windows. So just something to keep in mind as you go to sleep tonight if you're one of those people who likes to have a window open. Jessica, Jason?
Definitely feeling the scratchiness in the throat today.
Yeah, and everybody in town for that Red Sox Rockies game tonight, I'm sure they're going to be feeling it as well.
Thank you, Colette.